Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice of radio. So today, we're going to be taking a little bit of a look at a new fire deck, which has gone and done extremely well in Japan. It's gone and done a win, and it's largely based around the new Arcanine that just came out in Unbroken Bonds. When I did my review, my analysis of Arcanine when it first came out, I told you I thought it was an excellent card. I told you it was a great non-GX attacker, and I told you I expected it to see some play. But I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if even I saw it as good as it actually is turning out to be. So this Arcanine then, why is it so gosh darn good? Well, first of all, it's got 140 HP, that's quite a lot. And then you got 3 energy, 120 damage, attached 2 fire energy from your discard to your bench Pokemon. So it does a decent amount of damage while accelerating energy. That's pretty gosh darn good. Then of course 4 fire energy, 190 damage, though you do have to do 50 to yourself. And it's not that expensive because it's a fire deck, so, you know, welder. Although to be honest, you'll probably only ever need like 1 welder in this deck. Certainly you'll only really ever need to play 1 or 2, because as soon as you get your first welder off, you should be using Grand Flame with Arcanine and you're rolling. Certainly play more welder, but I don't know if you necessarily need to use all that many. Arcanine gets you rolling. And look, 190 is very good. It's enough to KO a lot of Pokemon. You'll get things like Ultra Necrozma, and you'll get things like Blacephalon. And sure, there's a bunch of GXs, especially tag teams, that you won't be getting. You're 80 away from Reshiram and Charizard, which incidentally is a deck which has started playing Arcanine. But then again, do you really care? You can 2-hit KO. They're giving up 3 prizes. You're giving up 1. If they KO 2 Arcanine in the time it takes you to KO them, you're still winning the prize race. I am cool with this. Arcanine is your main Pokemon here, your main boy, your main doggo, your main attacker, but there are others. We're also playing a 2-2 line of the new Camerupt. Now, Camerupt does not actually come out yet. It will be coming out in Unified Minds. And we're not excited because you can do 50 for 2 energy. We are excited about the fact that for 4 energy you do 150 discarding 2, bearing in mind you then welder to get both those energy back on. And here's the thing, right? It doesn't do quite as much as Arcanine does. It falls 40 short. But you don't have to self-damage, which means rather than ending with 90 HP remaining, you're ending with 140. And also, you can only play so much Arcanine. We're playing a 4-3 line of Arcanine, and fine, you can play another Arcanine. But what we really want is a bench full of basics to evolve up into big Pokemon, so we can be accelerating energy to them on the bench using Arcanine. We're already playing 4 Growlithe. We need more. Hey, Camerupt. Now, we are also playing 2 Volcanion here. Volcanion is becoming a bit of a staple in these fire decks. Now, 2 energy, 110 if you've got 4 energy on the field is quite nice. Against smaller, weaker Pokemon, this is beautiful. Because you don't want to have 4 energy on and be self-damaging and discarding energy and all of that. So you know what? This is good. This gives you a nice, efficient attacker. But if you go second, on your first turn, you put 1 energy on Volcanion, and then you search your deck for 3 energy and attach them to your Pokemon. Gee whiz, that sounds like fun. It's pretty much a reason to go second here. So we like that as well. And then there's a 1-1 line of Alolan Muk. It just turns off stuff like Dedenne, like Tapu Lele. Stops your opponent using basic abilities. It's very, very nice indeed. Also stops things like Oranguru, if that's what you're into. So, it's a weird kind of deck which basically goes, look, we've got great support for fire Pokemon, we can accelerate lots of energy, and Arcanine really helps you accelerate energy. So let's just play some hard-hitting non-GXs. We'll win the prize race. And sure, we'll have to discard a bunch of energy in the process, but when you combine Welder and Arcanine, we don't really care. It will be fine. We'll get over it. Nice. So, these fire tricks then, I've already mentioned Welder, but don't forget we've got Fire Crystal, which gets your fire energy out of the discard pile. Remember, you've got to have it in hand to attach it with Welder. And then we've got Giant Furnace, which is Viridian Forest for fire Pokemon and better. Instead of discarding a card from your hand and searching for any basic energy, you discard a card from your hand and search for 2 basic fire. Oh, cool. That sounds like fun. So that's the fire tricks, but there's a bunch of other stuff we've got here. One of the things that really springs to mind beautifully here, we're actually playing Pokemaniac. Lets you search for 3 Pokemon with a retreat cost of 4. Well, Arcanine's got a retreat cost of 4. And Camerupt's got a retreat cost of 4. And this actually helps you out rather beautifully here. But the other really weird card we've got here is Normalium Z. You see, Normalium Z is a card which is going to be coming out in Unified Minds. And it basically says, attach it to a Pokemon that has the attack Tackle. And then for 4 colourless energy, you do 200 damage, flip a coin till you get tails, 40 more for each heads. So it becomes the hardest hitting attack you've got, and that's before you flip any heads, hopefully you flip more. And you don't have to discard any energy, which you do for the big attack on both Camerupt and Arcanine. And the other cool thing is here, you don't have any GX Pokemon. You don't have any GX attack you'd rather use. So why not play around with this? And incidentally, both Camerupt and Numel both have Tackle as an attack, so you can use this to get Normalium Z rolling. Incidentally, that's another reason you would play Camerupt, other than the reasons we pointed out earlier. So this is cool. I love that we're playing Normalium Z here. It's wonderful. Speaking of the retreat cost of 4, we also play Buff Padding because, well, you got a retreat cost of 4, it gives you an extra 50 HP. If we're playing Pokemaniac, Buff Padding makes a little bit of sense as well. In terms of our other supporters here, we're playing Cynthia. It's a great draw card. Pretty much every deck plays it. We are playing Tate and Liza. It's both good draw and it acts as a switch. Really important to get that Volcanion active turn 1. We're playing Green's Exploration. Search for any 2 trainer cards if you've got a Pokemon in play without an ability. Okay, it won't work when you drop your Alolan Muk, but outside of that, we're good. We're playing Judge. It's an alright draw card, but its Disruption gives both players a new hand of 4. That can hurt your opponent. And then obviously Guzma, which both switches your Pokemon and gusts your opponent's Pokemon off the bench so you can go and have a go at them. And then of course, we're playing a bunch of different supporters. Oh look. It's another deck that plays Pokegear 3.0. It lets you look at the top 7 cards of your deck, find a supporter, put it into your hand, gives you consistency, especially in a deck like this that plays 7 different supporters. That's pretty gosh darn good. We then see Nest Ball and Ultra Ball as our Pokemon search of choice. This is fairly standard. Nest Ball gets your basics, Ultra Ball gets your evolutions. We got Rescue Stretcher to recover our Pokemon, that's also fairly standard. We've got Switch because we're playing high retreat Pokemon, and look, we're taking advantage of it. We've got Buff Padding and Pokemaniac to take advantage of the high retreat cost, but, you know, still nice to have some switching cards. We play Adventure Bag. Now, Adventure Bag will find your Pokemon tools, bearing in mind that includes Normalium Z. It's just a great way to find it, while also getting your Buff Padding if that's what you prefer. And then, of course, we're playing Reset Stamp. I expect Reset Stamp to just be a staple in almost every Pokemon deck moving forward. Your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck, draws a number of cards equal to their remaining prizes. It's ridiculous. It's great. It allows for comebacks. Expect to see it in every deck moving forward. Simple as that. So that's the deck, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. I absolutely love it. Can it really come against the powerhouses of the format? Maybe it can, maybe it can't. Doesn't it huge damage, but it is relying on single prize Pokemon, so maybe that will help to mitigate it. Either way, it's a really fun, inexpensive, this is a real budget deck incidentally. It's powerful, it can compete, and I think it's awesome. But I'd like to know what you think, so please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/TheWassy. patreon.com/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where we talk about games that don't have Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.